We're currently dumping right now on NQ like I predicted, and I even told out to the prior Discord members to look for shorts all day here during AA session. But nonetheless, I want to go over today a recap of 3 trades. I took 1 loser and 2 winners on NQ, and these were trades all taken during AA session, and the last one was taken during the kill zone. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. So one thing I really want to talk about is look at this comment here. You guys can read it yourself. I think this is pretty important to understand, and that is the fact that if we're bullish, which we were here, right? We were bullish. We had this break structure. This low made a new high. This usually will be your A plus liquidity sweep to go long from, meaning you would be long from here to target the next high. However, that's if price gives you a one single move or one structural move to take out this low and then go higher. If it does not do that, it decreases the odds of this stop hunter by much, or not stop hunter, but this liquidity sweep by a lot more, and this no longer really becomes A plus to me. This is not A plus because you can see price came back to 50% here. So if price came back to 50% here, we have new structure here. It came back to 50% again here, right? And now it's coming out to new 50% structure point ranges. So you can clearly see at this point, this is not good delivery for us to take out liquidity. You want liquidity to get taken out in one single move like this, not something where we're creating new structure like this. So it's okay to create internal structure, right? Internal. Like this pullback here, you guys see how it doesn't come back to 50%, mitigate something above. It only does a little fake reaction and goes lower. That's what we're looking for when we're taking out liquidity, but that's not what happened here. The complete opposite happened here, where we're creating ranges where we come back to 50%, creating new external structure to go to the downside. All right. So on the session open, if I mark out here, session open was this massive candle here. Okay, this session open. I notice we had this break above here. However, we rejected this very weirdly. There might have been SMT. I'll have to check later with ES. I think ES might have held this high, is my guess. NQ took it out. There's definitely SMT here. I did mark out. But regardless, that's why there's some randomness in the market, and you can't be perfect with sweeps or anything in general. No strat is perfect. So what I was looking at in time here was this is inducement here at open. We have a PY unmade right below. And basically here, I was waiting for a better quality setup here. I'm going to start recent doing some research into these setups and being more selective with my trades. I know my win rate right now is around like 65% at 3 to 4 hour average, which a lot of people dream of with my frequency. But I've been thinking about scaling down my trading in terms of number of trades I take, start focusing more on, being more selective with my setups I take, and potentially even like risking heavier on those selective setups, But yeah, so basically this trade here, we waited for this internal sweep. And then I was waiting for my entry model. So I took my entry model here, and there's not much to explain here, to be honest. I immediately got taken out here. And I was looking for a move really to the next high here, because at this point in time, we were still holding structure in a sense. However, yes, we did come back technically 50% here and make a new low. So this should have been already a sign for me to go bearish. However, because ES did not take out this low here and actually held this low, aka the SMT, that's why I was like, okay, this could be a manipulation here to go higher. But clearly it failed. So took it out there, and once I took it out there, there's nothing else I was really looking for. Okay, and price took out this low here. As soon as price took out this low, I was like, okay, we're flipping bearish here. And Q did a short SMT with ES here, but 2 lows taken out here. And look to the left, looking to the left here, there's no other unmitigated PY. Everything here is fully mitigated up until this low here. And because of that, I was waiting for basically a setup to take me to this low. So looking here, after the setup here, this is on the 5-minute PY. There was a POC as well, but here's the 5-minute right there, marked out, 5-minute OB or PY. The POC is here. If you want to use this as your POC, that's our POC. But regardless, nonetheless, I took an impulse model here, I believe, because this is a very small range. It's not an impulsive delivery here, though, okay? It's just a very small range. And I'm willing to give this a shot because I know in small ranges, it's a lot harder for price to come back. Like, it's hard for price to go to OB and then come back and give you entry in a small range. Especially because we only have one place where price can react off of here, right? Because everything else here is fully mitigated. So I was willing to give myself a shot here. I mean, if this hit my stop loss here, I would have taken another setup here since there is a 1 minute unmitigated above anyway. So regardless, it did eventually dump pretty quickly and go for the low. Again, a lot of people are getting faked out here. I promise you that people are longing here. And there's nothing wrong with longing here, in my opinion, if you're scalping. But if you're trying to go for a move, that's a very, very invalid and awful loss to take. It's an invalid loss. Eventually took out the low, 4.37 RR. And the second setup here, I believe it was off an OB entry. Yeah, so you can see my indicator is marking it out for me. The block here. Again, if you want access to my ETU Elite indicator, link is down below. 7-day free trials included as well. But yeah, I got mitigated and got hit in here with the OB entry low model. And you can clearly see like price did come back and got pretty close to hitting me out. But I was still in here in this setup here. And I even call this out to the private Discord. If you guys don't believe me, you can check the timestamps here. All right. This is the private Discord. Course members, mentorship students all get access to this chat completely for free. All my trade ideas are in here that I'm looking at essentially. But yeah, I said at 8:21 p.m. I'm very bearish right now. Looking for shorts, especially if you don't hold where we are right now. So 8:21. That was this bullish candle here. All right. So I gave y'all a chance and time to enter here. This would have been the entry you would have taken here. Stop loss covering structure. And you would have taken a nice short. Again, if you know my strategy, you would have all been already in this trade initially off this inducement, tapping into its unmitigated PY above. This is even honestly a stop hunter. If you go to the 5 minute, this is a 5 minute stop hunter setup here to the downside. So there's many ways you could have taken this setup, to be honest, or understood it, but they all ended in the same result, right? As long as you were shorting anywhere here, you would have hit TP. So there's one entry here. There's an entry here earlier. I did not take this IFEG here, to be honest. The reason why was because I was really unsure here, to be honest. I was kind of hoping for price can come back to this 5 minute PY or this 1 minute above. I don't usually like taking trades where we just take out inducement. But the big thing that gave me confidence in this trade is because I know that the right trend here is shifting to the right. Bearish, and we have 30 minute premium discount as a potential draw on liquidity here on the higher time frame. It gave me a lot of confidence that we can continue a slow grind to the downside. So I took it off the OB engine model. So basically I'm combining two engine models, IFG, OB, plus we have this structure shift. Again, it is a very small shift because this is a very small range, but we did have that structure shift here to the downside or change of character. So you could have taken it there. There's basically one entry model, two entry models, and the third one is here when we come back. So this is, you don't set your limit order here. We already mitigated demand here. You don't know if this is going to hold. You wait for price. When I called this out, you wait for price to mitigate this PY. Again, if you watch the course videos closely, you know what to do here. So there's no reason for me to tell you guys exactly exact second on how you should be entering these trades. These are very mechanical setups you guys should be taking regardless, even without me telling you. But impulsive delivery here, you could have taken an impulse model. You could have taken an IFEG, which would have been this here, or you just limit order. So yeah, let's say you take an impulse model here. You would have probably maybe got more risk reward than me. Let's see, a little bit less. Yeah, a little bit less risk reward, but roughly the same. And my target here was very straightforward. It was just a 1 minute here, as you can see on the left. This is my target, just a 1 minute PY here. I don't want to go for anything too far. All right, I don't want to go for 50% just yet here. Keeping in mind, this is a session. All right, we can maybe get the 50% entire move during New York session, and also big moves like that. they take time to develop, and because I'm entering here and not at an A+ setup, there's a very high chance price is gonna take me out and then go for the move. So as you can see here, if I continue playing out price, you can eventually see price. If I did not TP here, I would have got taken out here, and that's very dumb, right? It would be very silly to give back 6 risk reward. That's a lot of risk reward. My indicator here marks it as a sweep, as you can see with these X's, and so that means you could have just entered above using my indicator again on the PY right above. Let me see the indicator here real quick. Yeah, so you could have just entered off the PY right above, and your target is very easy. Just target the next low here. So enter here, target here. I do see other ways you could enter limit LB continuation here. Eventually price did shoot up, I believe, off of a demand PY on the left here, but these are very small demand PYs on the left here. There's so many of them. I wouldn't really be looking for longs regardless here, since we're bearish bias in my opinion. So yeah, I would have missed out on these longs, but for sure these shorts, man, there are multiple shorts. There's short here, there's short here. So a lot of shorts to continue this downtrend here. But yeah, that's basically it for today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll catch you guys in a Discord server and in the next video. If you want to learn more from me, apply for the one-on-one mentorship. One spot left. Prices will increase for the mentorship. The course will stay the same price of $499. The mentorship will be raising from 5K to 7K by the end of this month. So if you want to lock in at the current price, get that last spot remaining for the current price, you can go to my website, check out today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.